Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Vesna here. Today I'm creating something special for Mother's Day. I'm creating a gift that you can make for your mom or grandmother or any mother figure in your life. And it's a great, you could by all means make this for anything else, but this is a great little gift and a great upcycle idea for these glass bricks. So these are glass bricks that I got off of Facebook Marketplace. You can probably find them at a Habitat for Humanity or any other restore or even Facebook Marketplace. But they do come full of goop and construction adhesive and bits of grout. So what you want to do is clean them off. And what I'm using is a steel brush with a scraper on the back as well as Goo Gone. So what I've done is I've sprayed Goo Gone and let it sit for a little bit, and then I'm scraping it off with a steel Bristol part, and then I do a little bit of scraping. This is a fantastic method that took me way less time than what I did before. So if you've watched my video before on these glass brick ideas that I did for Christmas, you saw that I kind of struggled with cleaning them off. This took me way less time than the other one did, and I think they turned out even cleaner. So definitely a good combination. Goo Gone, and just make sure you have a steel brush. So the bristles have to be steel, and it does not scratch the glass at all. So I go on and I just scrape it away, and I'm gonna leave the process of scraping and cleaning it on with some music, because I know when I was trying to figure out how to clean these, that's what I really wanted to see as well. So I'll let you guys see that too. After I got all the gunk off, I cleaned them with Windex just to make them nice and sparkly and get some of the goo gone off, or get the goo gone off. You might want to even use some rubbing alcohol at the end as well, just because we are going to be sticking some stencils on, so you want to make sure that they stick. Now, once they're clean, what you want to do is make a hole so you can make them into a vase, or so you can stuff them with things. So to make the hole in the glass, you need a diamond drill bit like this one. I picked this up off of Amazon. And you attach it to your drill. You make sure that you're running a little bit of water where you're drilling, so that way it keeps it cool and it keeps it wet so that the whole brick doesn't crack. And you just slowly and surely make the hole. It does take a little bit of time, and it does take a little bit of not force, but a little bit of strength, because you can see the block moves a little bit. But once I did that, I got it in, and then you take the piece of glass out. You can reuse that as your kind of lid if you're just stuffing it. If you are going to use it as a vase, what I wound up doing is just making a little ring around the glass with my 3D printer so that it wouldn't be super sharp. You don't have to do that. I just wanted to do that just in case. And if you can't 3D print a ring, you can get any kind. Like, it could even be like anything, maybe from a mason jar or anything like that, if you can find a small little ring of some sort and just attach it. Whatever you have on hand would work too. Or you could even hot glue maybe a little bit of just put actually not even hot glue a little bit, just put like hot glue on it, and that would make it not as sharp. But this worked well for us. And then what I did was I made sure that all of the glass, if there was like little bits that were in there, were out of the vase, and I cleaned it out. And then I did a hole in the other one as well. I was having a little bit of a hard time with this, and my husband was watching me do it. Then I got all nervous, so then I told him he can do it. So you can see him doing it over here. And once the holes are done and the bricks are cleaned, you can do your next part, and the easy part is now. Now, if you can't get a hold of these bricks because maybe they're just not available in your area, you can always go to Michael's and purchase a glass brick that already has the hole in it, and you don't have to worry about having to clean it or any of that kind of stuff. But I love reusing things, so this was kind of, I don't know, I love using these bricks, so this is a great little project for me. I did use my Cricut for the next part. And what I am doing is, what I did was I created two sayings. One says, "A mother is an angel in disguise." And I used the Magnolia Sky font for this. And I capitalized I made mother, angel in disguise big. And then the other things I made smaller. And then I'm just going to use some transfer paper. Actually, it's not transfer paper. What I use is shelf liner. And I cut what size I need, and then I just kind of dab it on my shirt a little bit so it's not super sticky. And then I attach it to the brick. You just have to be careful with some of these fonts. They like to come off kind of all wonky, so make sure you're doing it very slowly when you're transferring it, and being careful not to damage your letters, which I did a few times, so I had to go back and cut some new ones and all that jazz. If you're doing some small fonts, it's really important to make sure that they're thicker font. I always make the mistake of loving the way the font looks, but then when I go to weed it or transfer it, it just winds up getting all mangled because it's just too thin. So try to keep that in mind. Maybe play around with like a little bit, just one sentence that has all all the letters or whatever, just so you can see whether it's difficult or not to weed and take off and transfer to something else. So once it's transferred, I stuff the glass brick with some flowers. I just had pink flowers. My mom really likes pink, so I'm putting some pink flowers in there, and then I also add some lights. Now, when I'm putting these pink flowers in, I make sure to cut off the stems, and I'm also adding some greenery as well, just so that the brick looks nice and full of the flowers. And going back, I should have probably used a brighter font, but I love the way the black looks. And in the picture, you can't quite tell that you can see the writing, but in real life, when you look at it, you can see it. But that's why I'm saying maybe I should have used a brighter font so you guys could actually see the writing better on the glass brick. And I just stuff these in so that they're in a way that I like that they look. And then I add the lights. And you want to use battery operated lights, and that's why we made that hole at the top too, at the bottom for this one, is because then you can just take the battery pack out and put it behind the glass brick, and that way you can turn it on and off. If you do want to create a plug for this, like some sort of lid, you can use a 3D printer, as I said before, or you can even just buy a little, like any kind of bottle cap or anything like that that you could pick up maybe at the dollar store or on Amazon. Just make sure you measure out that you have the right size, but it's not necessary because the battery, like it won't, none of the stuff will fall out. But like I said, if you want to, you could. And then that's all there is to this. It's really, really easy and simple, and I think it turned out really cute. Let me know what you guys think of this one. So the next one is super cute too. What I did was I put first mama, which is how I say mom, and then I put two little flowers with my sister's name and my name, and then underneath I put then starka, now starka, and I realized that the O was missing and a few letters were missing there, so I wound up using a Sharpie to add them on as well. And Starka means grandma, and then same thing, I did flowers and the names of the grandkids at the bottom. So again, you can customize this to however you want, and I attached it to the glass brick, and then this one I'm actually using as a vase, so the hole is at the top. So once I fix everything up, I add these little gems, these flower gems from the dollar store. And again, they're pink because that's my mom's favorite color. I add them to the bottom of the glass brick. And then I add some water and I add some flowers. I put my little ring on. I hot glue it. This is the ring that I 3D printed that I was telling you about. So I just hot glue it on there so that way it covers the hole and I don't have to worry about anyone cutting themselves. And here's what this one looks like all finished. I think it's super cute, and I added flowers from my garden into it, and I think it makes a beautiful little vase, very unique, and hopefully she will love it. Let me know what you guys think. These were some quick and easy DIY projects that I think are super cute and super useful. Thanks for stopping by. Let me know what you think of these. Have a great, fantastic day, and we'll see you next time. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can see when I post new videos. Thank you. Bye.